Hi, this is A.J.B from A.J.B Counseling and Psychotherapy, a private practice located in Manhattan. In this video, I'm going to describe what the shadow is, how overcoming it will benefit you, and provide you with a quick tip on how to identify if a shadow might be at play. The shadow is all the bad stuff, maybe even evil stuff that we don't want to accept that is inside of us. Being human means that we are a mixture of everything, no matter who you are. However, sometimes some aspect of ourselves, some belief that we might possess, something, a feeling, an impulse, a desire, it might seem to us to be so bad, so terrible, so evil that we just will not accept that it's even there. The problem that happens when we do that is that that desire, that impulse, whatever it is, ends up expressing itself anyway, except without us even knowing that it's doing that. Sometimes it's expressed in a Freudian slip kind of way. For example, let's say that your shadow is hatred or the denial that you can feel really nasty feelings for, let's say, your coworker. So let's say you're at work and your coworker does things that annoys you on and on, over and over again, but they are generally really, really nice people, and so you just can't bring yourself to believe that you would ever hate a person like that they would ever make you so blindingly mad. So instead you deny it. It becomes your shadow. But what ends up happening is that that shadow continues to express itself. And in this case, perhaps, well, you accidentally bump into them, accidentally step on their toe, accidentally borrow something. You borrow something and then accidentally lose it. You end up expressing, that shadow ends up expressing itself anyway. Some other examples of where the shadow could be operating is compulsive lying, sexism, racism. I think pretty much any ism is a good candidate for the shadow. One last thing that is also a good candidate for the shadow at play are abusive behaviors where the abuser will not take responsibility for their behavior, whether it's psychological or physical. The benefit of being aware of your shadow is that it brings its behavior back under your control. Another example that we can take a look at of how being aware of our biases, of the nasty stuff that's in us, helps us control our behavior is through a study that was done on racism. In this study, the researchers looked at how racist different groups of people were seen as. So the one group they looked at were people who said they were not racist, and the other group said that they were racist. And they found that the people who believed that they were not racist at all were more likely to be found to be perceived as racist. Perfect example of how just being aware of your own garbage, let's call it, allows you to then take action on that garbage, to push that garbage out of the way. Controlling the shadow is really no different than trying to block a punch. If you can't see the punch coming, then you won't be able to block it. You just don't know it's there, so you don't do anything. So if someone's trying to sucker punch me in the back of my head, I'm not gonna be able to block it. I'm just gonna get hit. But if someone's punching me from the front, if I see the punch coming, then I can block it. The same thing with a shadow. If I see it coming, I can block it. I can do something about it. I can subdue it. In order to spot your own shadow, all you got to do is be willing to accept personal responsibility. See, whenever we act, the world reacts. When the world acts, we react. It goes back and forth. If you notice that there's a situation or there's a pattern where the world seems to be reacting to you without you doing anything, that's a good hint that perhaps you're acting out of your own awareness. This could be a good place to start looking at ways that you might be behaving that you didn't really notice before. Maybe it would be helpful to ask for feedback, ask others who might have been around to see you, ask how you were observed, how they saw you behaving. Over time, as you study the situation, you might become aware that, oh, maybe I do certain things that I never knew I did. And then you can start asking yourself questions like, why might I be doing this? Which might lead you to your shadow, to those feelings that you refuse to currently accept. I hope you guys found this video interesting. Please leave your comments below. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the like button, and I will see you in the next video.